I'm Emily Granger, Principal Harp, Queensland Symphony Orchestra.
And I'm Tristan Coelho, composer.
Tristan's my husband.
Been married for a few years now, been together 10 years. I guess the journey of the concerto started about 10 years ago when we first met. At that point I hadn't written much for the harp, and then suddenly my harp output just exponentially went.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah, skyrocketed.
Yes. Well, that's how we met.
Yeah,
You wrote me a piece.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, so writing short pieces, and this just felt like the natural evolution of those short pieces, turning to something a bit more epic.
I was invited to come to Australia because Tristan wrote a piece for me. This was before we knew each other. And so that was really the beginning of our relationship, was collaborating on this project together.
Once we met, of course, there was a lot of excitement, not just musically. So that kind of, I wasn't thinking the 10-year plan at that point, but I think that I did see someone who was very excited about music and passionate about music, and there are lots of people you cross paths with, but the energy that you brought got me very excited about potential future collaborations. And here we are, 10 years later, and the concerto was a sort of nice 10-year gift, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I think it's a great gift.
Yeah.
Over the course of 10 years, Tristan has since written me many pieces that we've collaborated on, that I've premiered and recorded and toured. And I think this was a natural progression of our relationship as a couple, but also as musicians and collaborators. Yeah. I was just kind of looking at the repertoire for harp and seeing what's out there, and we don't have this vast body of concerto work, solo works for harp and orchestra. I mean, there are some great pieces, but I can name them all on about one hand. Was it your idea or was it mine?
Well, I think I was just mucking around on the piano, and I thought, you know what, I should write you a harp concerto. I don't know what hit me, but it was probably just hearing. So basically at home, I'm hearing harp all the time. Every day I hear the harp, beautiful instrument. And you start hearing like regular patterns and things that work well for the instrument, things that Emily likes to play on repeat. And I guess that just plays a part in the way I sort of think of the instrument. So there's a lot of her personality and a lot of her interests as a harpist in the piece. Like you're sort of baked into the piece in a way, your energy.
There's a lot of fast bits.
There's a lot of fast bits. People who know Emily Granger, they know that she's a very energetic person, very positive, upbeat person, but also like she has moments of inner reflection and downtime. And so the piece, I think, kind of tries to map that out, that depth of feeling.
I think it's great. I love it. I am absolutely enamored with the piece. I think it's spectacular, and if I didn't like it, he would know. And I also would not be spending my entire summer practicing it. It feels good to play some of these passages. Like it's fun, and there are things that I can really sink my teeth into, and also like some very beautiful lyrical long rubato sections as well that I can really have fun with.
When I think about the harp, I often think about it being pigeonholed as a certain thing and playing a certain type of music in a certain frame, and that's beautiful, and I love that. But I think there's more to the harp than maybe many people would expect. The piece is about putting the harp in different sort of contexts, trying to explore different ways of the harp doing battle with the orchestra. We think of one of the quietest instruments out there, but I think when we have these interesting combinations of the orchestral instruments with the harp in a flurry of activity, I think it brings out different colours, different combinations, and I think that's what love's all about, isn't it? If you think about it, love's about a myriad of colours and feelings and emotions. It can be many things.
It will have been 3 years?
3 years or so?
3.5 years in the making by the time we premiere it. So it's been a really long journey and process. I mean, it's a massive piece.
There wasn't like, a contract with a due date and the performance and all that sort of stuff. We built it up from the ground up in a sense, and we had some very generous donors and some Arts Council funding. Once Emily got the QSO job as well, that sort of started opening up avenues to get the piece premiered.
This is going to sound so cheesy, but it is Valentine's Day, so like QSO is my family. Coming from overseas, coming from then living in Sydney for 7 years, leaving behind our friends and community and your family there, like QSO is our family. So it feels quite special getting to play this new work with them, it feels like coming home, and it feels like we have a really special bond. And I feel like you also wrote the QSO into this piece. There's a little sneaky double bass bit for Phoebe in there.
Oh yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Well, I've gotten to know some of the players, of course. I've only been in Brisbane about a year and a half, and so I've given Emily quite a few little duets or connections. That's the way I compose a lot. Like, I really like to get to know the players, and then I sort of write them into the piece. Hopefully those connections come through.
I mean, I feel like this whole concert, it's on Valentine's Day. It's about love, and for me, I think that's also just about my life, and I think it's just my love for the instrument and my love for music and my love for connecting with my orchestra, connecting with our audiences, and just putting out music, beautiful music, out into the world and sharing my love. This is what this whole concert is all about.